crazy. Outdoor introverts. It wasn't long ago that the word introvert referred to someone who would spend most of the day cooped up in their room playing an online game. But now, advances in mobile technology have given birth to a new type of introvert, known as outdoor introverts, who play online games wherever they go. These introverts insist that they are healthier than their indoor counterparts because they spend more time outside. Makes sense, I guess? But their refusal to let go of their mobile devices, whether they are traveling to work or school, shopping, eating out, or even going on a date, is unnatural. It's basically like what's actually happening right now with smartphones. One of these introverts, John Doe, great name, a 20-year-old college student, says, "Nothing I do in the real world feels real. It's so much more satisfying to complete a quest with your friends together online." For them, online games are more than just entertainment. If anything, their mealtimes and errands only serve as something to do in between game sessions. And now, these people are outside being introverts like it's completely unnatural. Like, I don't know how it is in America, but if you actually go to Japan, it's crazy in Japan. Like, if you just sit in the subway in Japan, everyone is just staring at their mobile phones. It's actually crazy. It's just, like, everyone just looks like this. And no one's talking. It's really intense.
In the old days, when people thought of an online junkie, they envisioned someone locked in their room, glued to their computer 24 hours a day. But today, due to radical improvements in mobile devices, network games can be enjoyed outside and have given rise to a whole new breed of online junkies.
Death by gaming, a worldwide epidemic. Incidents of players dying from playing online games for too long are increasing around the world. In most cases, players died from heart failure due to extreme exhaustion after playing a game for over 30 hours straight. One college student was enjoying a game in an internet cafe when he suddenly collapsed. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Damn. The student was a well-known player in the online game The World, and he was reportedly leveling up his character in preparation for a title match in the Arena, an online series of gladiator-like battles. We will actually experience that too. There have also been, the Arena, not death. There have also been incidents of players dying from too much excitement after losing an arena match, placing greater focus on the problem of online game addiction. And it's sad, but that has also happened already in the real world. Like, people just, I don't know, just overdoing it in a game and they actually died. It's crazy, right? I know it is, but it did happen. Deleted data, ongoing grudges. Some people have said in a flash the world was gone. It has been 2 years since the largest online game ever, The World, with 20 million copies sold worldwide, was taken offline. It was around this time that CyberConnect Japan, hereby referred to as the C Corp, had a fire at their headquarters. As the extent of the damage caused by the fire, which wiped out all of the world's data, became increasingly apparent, the C Corp's leaders held a rather somber press conference. This is kind of strange actually, because I'm sure, like, game companies will actually host like online game servers and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they have backups placed outside of the office. Like, at least I hope they do. The game program, character data, and cyber data were all reduced to ashes, and what was left was drenched in water used to put out the fire. This happened soon after a string of break-ins, which meant that usage of Megafloat had just been stopped. All backup data was in the company headquarters. Oh, this is actually a screenshot of... Yeah, I think this is how the title menu of the old 4 games, like basically the prequels to .hack.geo. I think that's the title screen. That's how it looked like. Online data has been recognized as property for many years now, but unlike antiques, jewelry, or other tangible objects, the moment data is damaged or disappears, it loses all its worth forever. Even now, the voices of those seeking their lost property can be heard. But CC Corp refuses to budge from their unwavering attitude of "it's gone and it ain't coming back." Now 2 years since that incident, there still appears to be no end to the discussion about online data, personal property and protection, even with the imminent release of the World R2. And the last news. Ubiquitous families surpass 70%. The Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare announced today that according to the latest Japanese census, the number of ubiquitous families have surpassed 70% of the population. Ubiquitous is a Latin-based word meaning present everywhere. It refers to the third generation of computers. The first generation was mainframe, one computer per household, and the second was the personal computer, one for each family member. In the current third generation, using a computer in daily life has become almost as natural as eating. We can connect to the internet without effort or even conscious thought everywhere, anytime. Home electronics are now managed by a personal home server, or we are now able to watch over everything from the contents of our refrigerator to the temperature of our bathtubs, programming TV shows onto our HD recorders, and even checking if our doors are properly locked from any terminal anywhere, including our cell phones. And that actually also is a thing. Like, you can actually do that with your smartphone. It's actually possible. Furthermore, progress made in voice and handwriting recognition has opened up computers to a more active, flexible method of working, and users are no longer ruled by a strict list of settings managed by a machine. While it comes as no surprise that the most active members of the ubiquitous family are in their 20s, what is surprising is that the next largest group is made up of senior citizens. The ministry reports that the main reason for this is the added simplicity such connectivity allows the elderly in managing their homes. Interesting. Very interesting. How do I... Oh, okay. CC Corp employees happy in new offices. The new headquarters for CyberConnect Japan has been completed. The new building, designed with an avant-garde look and located close to a high-powered commercial area, is sure to become the next great landmark in the city center. The CyberConnect Museum, located on the ground level, is open to the public, though one must apply for admission, and popular characters from its international mega-hit The World will greet visitors personally. 2 years after the fire, employees are happy to be leaving their cramped temporary offices and moving back to a proper working environment. Users have also been eagerly anticipating the move, in the hope that newer and more interesting games will be made as a result. Yeah, and we've already heard about the fire, we've read that before.
After having suffered a huge fire in 2015, CyberConnect Japan's new home office has now been completed. Subsequent investigations determined that a spark from electrical equipment led to the blaze 2 years earlier, resulting in multiple deaths and injuries.
Another accident at CC Corp. Early this morning, 4 employees at CyberConnect Japan, hereafter referred to as CC Corp, suffered electric shocks while working to construct a company server and were promptly rushed to the hospital. All 4 are unconscious and in critical condition. CC Corp commented, "We are still searching for the cause of this tragic accident." Similar incidents occurred 7 years ago when a number of employees monitoring a server were rendered unconscious. At the time, CC Corp was severely admonished for its lack of safety protocols, and as a result introduced a TSN system into their headquarters, but accidents continued to occur. And it stands for Tri-Surveillance Network System. 3 different AIs are set inside the company network to monitor it. It is designed to prevent information leaks, improper network usage, and company-wide system problems. Developed in 2010 by the International Electronic General Technology Research Center. 2 years ago, CC Corp headquarters suffered a huge fire in which several of their employees were killed. We've heard that. These constant accidents are prompting questions about the company's intentions regarding safety in the workplace. Yeah, and like, I don't know. Like, honestly, if there was so much shit happening at the company, wouldn't like the government, I don't know, like do a thorough investigation? That's something I never really got. The dark side of the online generation. As soon as we called each other by our world names, I felt like something had gone far away, said one of the young culprits to his lawyer. It has been 2 months since the incident in which 3 young boys took over a school faculty room. Currently they live in separate rooms while undergoing a reform program. Only recently has one of the boys started to speak about what happened that day. Even now they continue to inhabit a virtual reality, said the source close by to the boys. They don't like to talk about school, and when asked about their families or friends, they reply with only the most basic information possible. The only time their eyes sparkle is when talking about the world. When asked who his best friend is, one boy replies with a Western name. If one were to then ask him if that is the name of his pen pal, his expression saddens and he responds, "I don't have any friends in real life." Well, that's sad. One thing these boys can be said to have in common is the fact that they have all completely removed themselves from the real world. They do not trust the real world. I told people online about my problems. In real life, no one would care about them, but online, everyone cares. Strange game they are playing, huh? My online friends are all so nice. They worry about me, they give me advice. I just wish real life was like my life online. Although discussion about the effects of online gaming on young boys has been going on for years, public opinion has been moving against games as more and more facts of this case come to light. These boys know of reality, yet do not seem to understand it. What will they see when they return to the real world?
It was discovered that the 3 armed youths who were responsible for the recent school riot were devoted online gamers. Following this discovery, public criticism of online games increased sharply.
Usually when you hear stuff about that, like in the real world, oh my god. You know, they always just mention gaming as a whole, like gaming in general. I'm not sure why they only mention like the online games here. Probably because, I don't know, because I guess the whole VR thing is more of a thing. I don't know. Wait, we've already heard about that. Yep, we did. World meeting on global warming. Still a topic. A meeting was held this week in Kazakhstan, Central Asia. Where the fuck is that? I have no idea. About the greenhouse effect and cutting down greenhouse emissions such as CO2. Thanks to progress made in carbon dioxide processing technology, the amount of CO2 released last year was down to 10% of what it was in 1990. However, the problem of global warming has yet to be fully resolved due to the expanding energy needs of former third world countries. 5 Japanese to play in Major League Baseball. I'm sure that's important. This year marks the first time that 5 Japanese players will be playing in the MLB All-Star game. Among them, 33 years old Kyuichi Nakasugi will be playing in the majors for the 4th consecutive year. It currently holds 2nd place for most home runs batted this season with 20 home runs so far. Nakazugi commented on his blog saying that I'm very happy to have been chosen as an all-star again this year. I hope you'll look forward to my home run contest. Yeah, I don't know about you, but in Germany, baseball is not popular at all. Like, here it's all about soccer, basically. Or football, if you're from England. Virtual academics officially begins. Starting this year, a private high school in the city will begin offering virtual academic courses. For the last 2 years, the school has been conducting VAC trials with physically disabled and hospitalized students. The process involves preparing a virtual classroom on a network which the students attend via M2D displays. Virtual avatars based on students' actual appearances are assembled using CG. Students are even able to look out a virtual window. Instead of merely granting high school graduate qualifications, as most distance learning courses provide, this system's goals are to provide students with a real memory of school life. It's kinda cool. New GPS systems widely used. New global positioning systems, GPS, for cars that monitor real-time traffic information through a constant connection to the database of the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transportation are now in widespread practical use. Oh, this is another thing that's actually true. Like, it's actually happening now. It's so funny. The new systems speak with the driver as naturally as a human. Okay, maybe not as that far, but you know, it's getting there. And learn the driver's speech and behavior patterns over time, enabling the systems to understand and set a destination even when the driver refers to vague terms such as the usual place or work. Furthermore, the systems are equipped with highway-specific auto-drive functions, allowing users to leave the driving entirely up to the GPS system. And isn't that also basically in the making right now? These are, you know, the cars who actually drive in an automated way. So interesting. 50% of parents support microchips for children. Really? The belief that Japan was a safe society has long since been destroyed. Now a new study reveals that over 50% of parents want to have microchips embedded in their children's bodies to prevent them from getting lost or kidnapped. Whoa, that's fucked up. Currently, the safety chip from Horizon Incorporated is being widely distributed. The chip's size is less than half a grain of rice, and by scanning the area it's embedded in, usually the neck, with a special scanner, all the information contained in the chip can be easily downloaded. The chip costs $150, and a monthly fee of $10 is required to access and manage the database. Once the chip is embedded, the MBD can use it as they would a cell phone, in order to get cash, buy groceries, enter passwords, and so on. However, the chip can also be used to look up personal history and or criminal record, and pinpoint the MBD's exact location using GPS technology. Damn! Furthermore, it is also possible to use the chip to pay for train tickets and highway tolls, and to send information to a computer or cell phone by pointing it towards them. However, many people are strongly opposed to implanting a chip into children, who are unable to make their own decisions, that's right, calling parents who choose to do so egotistical and invasive. In response to those complaints, Horizon Incorporated is developing a new model called a guard bangle, which is a bracelet with a chip embedded in it. But this option leaves itself wide open to theft, defeating the purpose of having one for safety purposes. Many teenagers desire to have one of these chips implanted for the cool factor, but in a survey of children who have had these chips implanted, over 80% say they regret it. It seems that these chips have a long way to go before they'll be accepted by society. That's pretty fucked up. I hope that's never going to be a real thing. I think it actually is in some very specialized areas. Like, I think, aren't like soldiers being chipped now? I don't know. I know it's done for animals at least, so I don't know. It might actually be a thing for the future. It's kind of scary though. Player killers and players killed. Players known as PKers exist in online games. They are player killers and they play the game to defeat other player characters. PKing also refers to the actual act of killing a player. The victims of PKers often lose experience points and in-game currency, as many of them have given up playing online games, and many of them have given up playing online games due to this shock. When asked, most PKers will say things like, if it's allowed in the game, then it's not against the rules. That's right. Everyone's got different playing styles, or if you don't like it, go play a game that doesn't allow it. It is true that there are many online games that do not allow PKing. However, on the other hand, when considering that many players in non-PK games have far lower motivation to play than their PK game counterparts, it becomes difficult to say whether PKs are good or bad for the game. One player had this to say: the PK problem will never go away unless the people controlling the characters change. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Crimson Versus service down. Crimson Versus, the popular online card game run by CyberConnect Japan, remains offline 6 months after efforts to expand the servers and conduct software updates. I think this actually was a thing too. I think that actually existed back then. As like a separate game. It was like a card game. Yeah. Or was it actually part of this game? I don't remember anymore. Crimson Versus is played together with the World R2 players. Players make a custom deck out of hundreds of different cards and pit them against other players' decks online. One of the main problems of this type of online card game is the fact that none of the cards a player gains actually exist. They're all just data uploaded to the server. So, whatever. Therefore, during long periods of downtime, such as the current one, players cannot use or even admire one's hard-earned collection. To that end, CyberConnect Japan has been flooded with requests from users to hurry up and resume the game's service. Fans of the game, ranging from elementary school students to adults, are even now eagerly awaiting the return of their favorite pastime. Whew! We've done it. So that was a lot of information. Don't worry too much, it's not going to happen too often in the game. But now that we basically got rid of all of that information, yeah, we're good to check out the community forum. Let's check out the world forum. And as you can see, it's like, nah. It's a bit weird because at the moment there's only 4 threads, which makes no sense, right? But let's just assume this is basically a collection for you of threads that the player of Hase would actually be interested in, you know? Okay, so let's read. I miss R1. Loving new things is part of human nature, but so is loving old things. I want to go into the area again with the character that I put my spirit into making. I want to play with my dear companion. The images of a drenched CC Corp headquarters on the news... What is that sentence? The images of a drenched CC Corp headquarters on the news. Okay. Toasted servers standing there with despair. The diligent petitions were not answered as CC Corp announced the resignation of the R1 restoration. However, listen to this. Even so, the old warm-hearted me still wants to go back. Note, I'm actually still warm-hearted. I hope the CC Corp guys, especially the executives, hear my cries. And I hope they bring back our dear old world. Trying to remember if this person existed in the first games, but... it's too long ago. I want them to bring back R1 too. It's not that I hate R2, it's just that I have more memories with R1. Damn it, who started that fire anyway? So, was R1 really that great? Isn't everyone exaggerating a bit? Graphically, R2 is the way better. The game system is better too. Okay, he thinks R2 is better anyway, so he doesn't care. I admit it's true. Yeah, basically it's people going on, like some want to go back to R1 because they miss like the nostalgia, and some are like, ooh, what are you guys going on about? R2 is better anyway. What would you all do if it came back? I'll play them both. Well, okay. Tough question. This guy would play R2 because he has no money for both. This guy would go back to R1 if the character data was restored. Oh, here we go. The Epitaph of Twilight. I heard a weird thing from a friend of mine. Is it really true that the world was created based on the epic poem Epitaph of Twilight? Also, if this is true, what is that on the official page? Does anyone here know anything about this? And this is actually true, like, the in-game game, the world, is based on a poem which is also fiction, but like the whole world, basically, like the whole story behind it, the whole lore, is based on this one poem. It's really weird, right? But we'll hear more about that. I believe this is true. Well, it's the Epitaph of Twilight, right? I heard that the Epitaph of Twilight was a fantasy-style story about a search for a dragon. But the main background story for the world is just about a bunch of guys fighting each other. I don't think that can be right. The previous version of the world R1 was most definitely based around the poem Epitaph of Twilight. It said that the words written on the altar in holograms are proof of that. With regards to the world R2, the two event planners structured the game from scratch while incorporating the atmosphere of the world R1 as much as possible. Where's the link? Where's the source for that shit you're talking about? Okay, here we go. So Fragment was based on the Epitaph of Twilight, which was kind of the better version of the world. The world R1 is also based on the Epitaph of Twilight. The world R2 is CC Corp's original scenario, but partly based on the previous games. Yeah, people are like wondering how they got that information. Wasn't there a guild that was collecting the Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight keys? I wonder if that guild is still active. I don't hear anything about them anymore. And that was actually the guild that Haseo was in, Oban's guild. They were actually looking for the Twilight keys to kind of reveal the secret of the game. But stuff didn't quite turn out as planned. This guy doesn't know what happened to the guild. Maybe they broke up. The guild itself is no longer around. It seems it just fell apart when their leader disappeared. That's right. But I heard the leader recently returned to the world. I guess the former members of that guild are starting to get active again too. What the fuck? Rise. Twilight Brigade, yeah, it was the guild's name, right? What exactly is this Epitaph of Twilight and the Twilight Key business? Epitaph of Twilight. This is an epic poem that was posted on the internet for free. People say that the world of the world R1 is based on it, but CC Corporation denies it. The person who wrote the poem is dead now, and you can no longer see the website where it was originally posted. The poem itself has been scattered as well. Twilight Key. This is a legendary item that is said to grant the wishes of whoever is lucky enough to find it. Lots of players have been looking for it ever since the days of Fragment. Many people are looking for it. Some think it's just a rumor. Okay. So the Twilight Brigade is a guild that is dedicated to finding something that doesn't exist? Sounds kind of romantic. I'm looking for an Olm shell. An Olm shell? That's an item in game, right? I just started, so I don't have much money and home. Okay, he's asking where to find that item. The Olm shell. Oh, here we go. Must be tough just getting started, let me think. Go to the area below and break the barrels. I think you'll find some. Busting Wrath's puddle on the Delta server. I think we can somehow use that now? Oh, okay, yeah. See, that is our first bookmark we found by just going through the forums, which is, I think it's really cool. Existence of PK system. I'm going to talk a bit about PKs. The PK system was around since the days of Fragment, And until it was abolished in the middle days of the World War 1, it was a system that made the world really unique. When the PKs were abolished, the players held protests at each of the root towns. At fan sites demanded that PKs be brought back. Now for the World War 2, the PK system has been brought back. It has its pros and cons, but the players generally welcomed it when it first started. But lately, there have been a growing number of people who call for it to be abolished again. In the outside world too, people are talking a lot about whether it's morally correct to have a game where people kill each other, right? That's what we heard in the news. So considering all these things, I have a question. Does the world really need PKs? Please give me the detailed answers, thank you. Purpose is not to criticize. Please don't flame or troll. This guy thinks the world needs PKs. Because basically you can player kill people who screw around with you, like who cheat in game, or like, you know, swindlers who try to scam you. Basically he wants it for self-defense. Kind of makes sense, I guess. This guy says they should have servers where it's allowed and servers where it's not allowed. Either way is fine. Okay. This guy wants just a PK, which is why he came to the World War 2. This guy says, you know, it's okay to have it in the arena, but he doesn't really want it in, you know, all of the other places in the world. Crimson Versus. So this is the card game they were talking about. Expected results. Complaining about this won't speed up the process, so why don't we have a constructive discussion on what we can expect from the next version? Okay, so basically they are talking about how they want the card game to be in the next iteration. About ceasing service. It's been a long time since they went out of service. Do version upgrades and server expansions usually take this much time? I don't know much about computers, so I really don't know. Yeah, this guy's wondering why it takes so fucking long. Like, why are the servers still down? What's going on here? About the game. I tried to start it, but it was out of service. What's going on? Yeah, seriously, if this company actually existed and would do the same stuff in real life, they would go bankrupt so easily. Like, they screw up so much. Okay, some guy's just talking about how the game is played. I really forgot if the card game is a part of the game or if it was a separate game you had to like download. How to start this game? I tried this game, but it won't start. How do I get to start? The world runs okay on my computer? Do I need to use some kind of special thingy? Please tell me. No, you idiot. The game is out of service at the moment. News. Fun internet game. I have been playing Riot Gun, but I got sick of it recently. Is there a network game that you can recommend? I don't care if it's an MO or an MMO. The world doesn't have to be like Riot. It's even okay if it's not an FPS, fantasy, sci-fi, I don't care. Thanks in advance. I guess they will recommend the world to him. Oh. This guy's actually talking about different games. Interesting. Of course, they're talking about the world now. This guy's interested. Apply now. Have you heard the news about the new International Space Station? Yes, we did. Looks like the group is actively taking names for the space station. To make a suggestion, you have to be an elementary, middle or high school student. Does anyone want to make a suggestion? Yarn? What the? Creepy, to be honest. I always thought there were a lot of scary people around these days, but what I saw in the news today convinced me even more. I guess you call those kids with sunglasses online junkies. Doesn't that just scare the life out of you? Whenever I see that, I think of an old movie. I can't remember the name of it. Probably. I don't know if they're actually referencing Matrix here. When did Matrix come out? I don't know. Was it after 2006? I have no idea, dude. I'm too old. Age limit, is this fair? Okay. Basically, people talking about whether it's really okay to limit games to an age range. Like you cannot get the game when you're too young. Need your new microchips. Oh, here they are discussing the microchip thing you saw in the news before. Like, is it right to actually implant it into our kids? Wanna buy an M2D? Okay, people talking about the new thing, and they're for $20. $420. It's too much. Isn't that actually what you have to pay for a 3D device, like a VR device? I forgot how much they are now, but they're kind of expensive, right? So very interesting. What's rumors about? Looking for a player, it seems. Oh, a guild, I see. Oh, they're talking about the PKers here who actually PK'd us in the intro sequence, if you remember. Interesting. The Forest of Pain. Hello and good evening. Do any of you know about the conditions to activate the world quest, the Forest of Pain? Complete all the quests, except for the Forest of Pain. If I remember correctly, that's like, you can actually unlock that and use it as like a way to level really quickly. Or it could be something in the third volume. I remember it was in the game, but I don't remember clearly what it was exactly. Urban legend. Friend of a friend told me that. I'm sure you've heard of that before. Rumors that for real. Urban legends. Okay, so they're just talking about urban legends here. Okay. The mystery of the world. Oh, that's interesting. 3 mysteries he's talking about. The little girl in the hall, which it must be, well, I don't think it's a spoiler per se, but it must be Aura. Tuning fork. What is? Oh, I see. That's the noise we heard, like this A. And triage, of course. Okay, this is basically a lot of scary stories about the rumors they talk about. Blah, blah. Remind to abide the rules. Okay. Basically just posting forum rules. What is that? Upkalu? Upkalu is a special forum created for uploading and showing off your drawings to other members. Upkalu is the name of a new Babylonian or new Assyrian mythology or something like that. I don't have the details, does anyone know? Okay. Oh, this is the place where they post artwork and stuff, I think. Let's see. Oh yeah, cool. Oh my god. Yeah, basically this whole board is just people posting pictures, like artwork. And you can use these pictures on your desktop, I think, as wallpapers. Something like that. Good job, Maria. Looks great. Wow. It also looks great. Some awesome artists in here. Oh, I forgot what the name of these little... Oh, chim-chims. Yeah, that's what they are called. Anything else in here? Oh, it's actually a picture of us. What the fuck? That's creepy. Oh my god. Oh, it's Yada. We'll meet him later on. Chim soccer. Oh my god. Nice. I know it's a lot of text there is to read, but it's okay. It's just part of, you know, the games. Basically, it helps to make it really feel for you like you're actually, you know, like you're actually the guy playing the game. So I really like that. If you're bored by it, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh. So the card game was part of the game. Oh my god. I don't remember when it unlocked. I don't even remember how it played like. I think the movie player is just... Oh yeah, that's just your normal gallery, basically. Accessories? Oh yeah, you can actually change the music here too. Music and the background. What do I want to take now, huh? Kind of like this one. Looks great, huh? Okay. Data manager. I think that's just saving and loading. Yeah, okay. Okay, we are done here. So let's go back into the game. It's very interesting, right? Like it's totally different from usual games. Oh, there's also the official forum? Is it different? It is. Let's see if we can find anything new here. This guy's advertising his guild. Current member list. What the fuck? Heal red, heal blue, heal black, heal thunder, heal pink. Oh my god, sounds like a Power Ranger squad, I don't know. Oh, this guy is basically asking how forums work. Holy crap. Are there people that actually don't know how it works? Elementals. Oh, normal RPGs always have elements like fire and water, right? Does the world have stuff like that? It sure does. Ooh, I forgot about that too. The current version doesn't have light or dark implemented. So basically we just have fire, water, wind and earth. Ooh, I don't know how to use them anymore. Interesting. Monster that runs far away. Okay, you've all seen an animal that runs away from you at an amazing speed in both. Oh my god, no. Oh. Oh yeah, you had to actually chase these guys. Oh my god. I have some bad memories of that. I don't know why. King Chim Chims. The dark guy PK'd me. Oh, yeah, I remember that. It's a doppelganger. Yeah. Basically, if you wait too long in the field or something, in an area, I think a doppelganger spawns, which is basically your character, but he's like insanely strong at max level or something, and he kind of chases you and kills you, which is really scary, right? Or maybe it was a special area keyword. I don't really remember. But I think I always try to kill them at the end of each episode. Person asking how to play the game, basically, like give me beginner tips and stuff. Should be okay. Soloing. Some more gaming tips. Oh, here we go. New areas. Oh wow. Got a lot of new stuff. Yeah, so basically, I think you don't really have to... Actually, there are points in the game where you have to go to the forums to get like a specific area word, I think. But you kind of want to do it anyway, because there are always these posts where suddenly you just spot a new area keyword or something. And yeah, it just gives you more opportunities to like do stuff in-game and like find more items and stuff like that. Or like make it easier to level. So it's always good to check the forums. There are new posts. Explanation on how the keywords work. Map's gone. What? Okay. Explanation on how the map works. Okay, that's it. What's on the official side? Ooh. Okay, this isn't much information, it's just, you know. Basically some background info on the world. Oh. Hey Team Spock, thanks for the follow. Ooh. Now, should I really get into this right now? The history of the world? That's a long read. I think I'm gonna save that up for another time. Yeah, there are human races and there are the beast races. Yeah, so if you want to, you can like get really deep into this stuff. I actually read all of that when I played the game first in 2006. But I'll spare you right now when it comes to that stuff. But it's really intense, as you can see. Like, there's like a lot of information, a lot of background stuff. Like, there's like a whole story on how the game, in the game, has been created, and, you know, what kind of gods are in there, stuff like that. Crunties! Oh my god, I forgot about those. Oh, nice. Crunties. Elves. Spirits. And some nice artwork. Vital Vistas. Machine dolls created by Steam technology. Factions. So there are 3 opposing factions in the world. The oh my god, Avakf. The humans, Ogmios the beasts, and Teutatis comprise of both the humans and beasts. Oh, there's stuff about all the monsters in the game. Spearfish. Supernaturals. Avians, basically birds. Plants. This guy looks funny. Oh my god, I actually don't remember most of these. Which is good. It's a very good sign. I hope I forgot most of the game. But I might remember a lot of stuff when I just, you know, start playing. Oh yeah, jobs. This is kind of interesting actually. Like, there are different jobs in the game. Like, just as in a real MMO, you're choosing your class, and the main character actually has a very specialized class, which is interesting. So there are the twin blades, which is basically your roguelike class with twin swords. The Blade Brandier, which is like, you know, a sword fighter basically. The Edge Punisher, which has like a huge two-handed sword. The Lord Partisan, who has a lance. Tribal Grappler is basically fist fighting, basically martial arts basically. The Fleek Reaper has a scythe. Steam Gunner is using guns. And then there's the Adept Rogue, and that's our character class. And the Adept Rogue is actually, like, you can actually choose subclasses basically from any of the above, but you are kind of weaker than the actual class is. And the whole point around this is, like, it's kind of like if you actually make good use of the different classes you have, then you are kind of just as strong as the others, right? Of course, how it actually is in the game is we get super overpowered and can just deal with everything, but never mind that for now. The Harvest Cleric is basically your healer. Shadow Warlock is your mage, your attack magic user. The Macabre Dancer. I think that's like a buff class, right? Proficient in healing and attack magic. Not really sure anymore what those are, but yeah. Let me just remove all of these new tags I have everywhere. So I know when actually something new appears. It probably won't on the website, but I'm not too sure anymore. I actually remember some of the gods in this game. Battle against the gods. Wasn't there like one god called Cernunnos or something that you have to fight in the game? Like in a quest? I'm actually surprised I remember that. It's been 12 years, holy crap. Okay, anyway.